Shalom. This is an emergency broadcast alert giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'ashim Rakakadash, in whom we are in great debt. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well, continue doing so, standing firm in the eyes of terror, who I learned this truth from. To my elders, the bishops, Salakia. To the elders, the bishops, Akim Nakwab, salutations and blessings to the house of David. Well, the hopeful elect. This is your brother Quasiyar with another quick one. And this one is going into Nordic mythology, all right? But in reality, it goes into those demons, the left side of Yahweh Shai, who were sent out to, cause the balance between the good and evil for Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai. Okay. There's a video the Elder Malkama put out, right? And he goes into these dolls, which I'm showing you right now. I'll place the link in the description box. Okay. So now let me look for it. Let me see if I find it in this, because I don't use Google, and Google gives you, like, it goes right into the nitty gritty of things. But well, let me just go into it, man. Let me look for it. So I have to pull it back a little bit, going back into what the elder is speaking about, because going into the names and knowing what Esau Edom has done and what is actually found, or should I say, discoveries of what's the word I'm looking for? The archaeological findings of Esau Edom's people and what they put out. Sometimes they tell you many truths, but in those truths, they intend to bend certain things for their benefit. And this is why the apostles of Great Millstone, starting with all the apostle Tahar, speak and say that we ought to seek out, study, and we search these words out, what their meanings are, and look deeper into what they can actually, what the word is, because they transform, right? To make the story short, is that when you translate the word into another word, they lose their power, right? We go into that a lot. But they also, for the benefit of Esau, Edom, so-called white man, they also hide, right? That's how it becomes witchcraft, because the original word means one thing, but when they change the word into, should I say, they're not changing the word, they're translating the word into another language. It still means the same thing, but you don't know what it means. You're calling it for something else. And that goes into what the elder is saying right now. Give me a second. I'm just trying to get the frame of thought right, because there's a few things that I need to put together, and if I go too fast, I know it's not gonna go well for me or the video. So I'm just gonna take it a little bit at a time. Let me go play a little bit more of the elder's video.
When it says, if you are the seed of Abraham, then you are the blessed, roughly paraphrase, that's speaking about those in the lineage of Isaac and Jacob through Abraham. Abraham had other sons, so there are other Hebrew nations. All right. And to the rest of the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth among the heathen nations that have the appearance of the heathen nations. For example, when it says that Moab will be a covert, or Ammon, as Isaiah the 16th chapter, 16 and 4. This man with the demonic figure and the blood in his eyes, that is an Ammonite or a Moabite. I forget what. He's Moab. I think he's Chinese. All right. The Lord hid the Israelites, Judah, that will be your so-called Negroes, among these people and among other people. So it's not about black only. All right. It's not about color at all. Okay. And the black and white thing is a false social construct made up by the Edomites anyway to hide themselves.
Okay, so with that, I just noticed that the video that he's looking at is another video because he's jumping from video to video because the doors are hit. Oh no, he is going into that one where that guy is holding the doll with his bloody eyes, right? And it says these dolls are hiding a dark secret, right? I want to place the video link of the elder in the description box so you can see and hear his full video. But what I'm doing is going into the wording of Esau Edom's witchcraft. Okay, and this is what I found to the best of my ability. Let's go here. So I wrote Labubu, real demon of Nordic mythology. So it says this, Labubu dolls are based on a character from a 2015 storybook series called The Monsters by Kassing Long, who say she was inspired by Northern European fairy tales, not Babylonian winged gods. That's the trickery right there. Why why I say that's where the trickery comes in. Okay. So pictures of Pasusu compared to Labubu. This is Pasusu. This is Labubu. Okay, so the doll could change forms, as you can see, but they all relate to this head, right? This is Pasusu, which it has been in movies you know of as, what was it? So they showed it to you in the movie The Exorcist, okay? In ancient Mesopotamian religion, Pasusu Akkadian, uh, Romanized Pasusu is a demonic entity who was well known to the Babylonian and Assyrian throughout the first millennium BCE. He is, till I care for the stupid music. Where was I? Through the first millennium BCE, he is shown with a rather canine face with canine. Okay, canine is the trickery here. Canine, canine, canine. Canine. Where is it? Canine face with abnormally bulging eyes, a scary body, a snake-headed penis, the talons of a bird, and usually wings. He was believed to be the son of the god Hanbi. He was usually in, they might have exist. at one point of time, that doesn't mean that they were gods. And the fact that they're, demons, they don't have to have bodies like me and you. They work in the spirit world. Okay, that's why they can be considered as myths, because they never existed, but they existed in somebody's mind, because the Lord put that thought in these people to worship these demons. Okay, because that's the only way that I see it. The Lord put it in their heads so they can do these evil works. Uh, where is it? He was usually okay, but there was something else. To be benefit entity who protected against wing bearing pestilence. Yeah, okay. So a demon is gonna protect you from wing pestilence, like especially what is the name of those? I forget the name of those grasshopper things. They have a metaphor change, man. They become locusts. That's what it is. Yeah. Anyways, so going back to Labubu, which is the dolls, right? These dolls. I googled, Labubu, but I had to break it down because there when nothing's coming up, and this is what it comes up, and I put Boo Boo, right? Boo Boo. Also, Boo Boo, 1782, Anglo Indian native clerk. Originally, now keep in mind the way they use these words. This is Esau Edom at his best. Also, Babu. Also, Babu. 1882. Anglo Indian native clerk, originally in Bengal, who writes English from Hindi. Babu, title of respect, perhaps originally father. And I'm going to go here. In reference to ornate and somewhat unidomatic English of an Indian who has learned the language, Indian who has learned the language practically from books. Okay, so someone from India learns English from books. In 1920, a lower class Babu shipping clerk, part rich, popularized in World War II British Armed Forces slang for Arab, also native Indian, especially as a servant or laborer, roughly equivalent to American books. Now, how is it that India, America, and Arabs are all in these sentences? You can't make this up, man. All right. No, I already got the point. I made the point. Let me see. Many Akroyan origins have been proposed, but none has been found satisfactory. Of course not. Possibly shortened from Golowog or Gollywog through pra- partridge slang. No difficulties with this, as the word was not originally applied, or should I say the word Salakia was not originally applied to black people. Of course, it was not applied to so called blacks. We never worshiped demons back then. We worship Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. It was later that we mingled, or should I say, our people mingled with these devils. So let's go into what else, because guess what? I had to break the word down. So La, and I'm just going to go straight into it. I know it says a lot of other stuff, but this one says Lala, syllables used to make nonsense refrain in songs, compared to Old English La, a common exclamation, but Lala is a wait a second. Old English La, a common exclamation, but Lala is imitative of babbling speech in many languages. Greek lalaj, babble, prattle, Sanskrit lalaya, or should I say lalaja, as an imitation of stammering Latin lajar, to sing, to sleep, toll, German lalea, to, or laljan, to stammer, Lithuania, Latuaiti, to stammer. It's all come down to the whole Bibling, a whole lot of Bibling. Okay, so maybe Babel. Let me see. Okay, so I don't know, but these things go together somehow, right? They Babel. You can't make those things up. Anyways, these, you see how these things are made. All right, so going back here, this guy, there was a. Let me see if I could find it. Anyways, going here. Here it goes. See if we have anything on here. See how the world partakes as fiction, right? It's fiction, but if it's fiction, why worship it so hard? And witchcraft to worship this thing. Okay? Let me see if I find a picture of it on the exorcism of the movie. Give me a sec. I know this might not sit well with a lot of people, but that's their reality of things, if this is mythology, why go so hard on it? It's because these demons that were on the left side of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai are working hard with these people. All right? Because this is what they truly believe. So they have to come up with, conjurings, and little tricks into getting you to worship their God. Okay, now getting to the very important part, because this is how it works. All right, this is how it works. The experience the elder had, it is how it is done. It is done through our children. All right, this is how. Man, let me just play it, man.
They control your American government, American finances, American media. Period. All right. And they set laws in place and things if you speak against them. Now, this lesson is about what you see on the screen. All right. The danger of idolatry, their laws against idolatry and the bringing of them into the midst of you. All right. Yesterday, 2 of these little demonic dolls were bought and brought into my household. Okay. And it's funny because even my my little granddaughter said something about demons to her grandmother. She got sick overnight. So these things are going to be gathered up and burned today. So I'm going to read from the book of Joshua, and this is a message. Be careful to what and who you bring in your household and around your children. All right. And, and Esau, especially Ammon and Moab, their culture, their cartoon, their entertainment is filled with nothing but demons, vampires, flesh eaters, zombies, with just weird demonic characters, all their cartoons. All right. They're the cartoons of Gen Z and of the boomers. I mean, not Gen Z, but Gen X, which is my generation, and the boomers who we're the children of the boomers. Not to say everything was just holier than thou, but the generations after us, their entertainment is just very demonic, including the music. Look at the type of rap music, the trap music, and the stuff that they listen to today. It's all about murder, death, kill, and adultery. Murder, death, kill, and adultery. Sometimes murder, death, alphabet lifestyle, demonic worship. All right. What was that guy that came out? Lil Nas X. And it turns out that he's not even an alphabet. That was all an act just to get money. But yet he promoted that. And, like this. So I'm going to play a couple minutes of this video. These dolls are hiding a dark secret, but about 2 minutes of it. So before I do that, then I'm going to read Joshua, the 7th chapter.
So I'm going to go directly to the scriptures, and I'll place the link in the description box. You can check out the whole entire video
from this point. All right. And this is Joshua, the 7th chapter. And I'm just going to read the whole chapter. And starting in verse 1, it says, "But the children of Israel committed trespass in the accursed thing. For Achan the son of Carmi, the son of Zabadi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, took the accursed thing and angered Yahweh, and the anger of Yahweh was kindled against the children of Israel. And Joshua sent from Jericho to Ai, I'm just gonna Ai, okay, which is beside Beth-haven on the east side of Bethel, and spake unto them, said, Go up and view the country. And the men went up to view Ai, all right, and returned to Joshua and said unto him, Let not all the people go up, but let about 2,000 or 3,000 men go up and smite Ai, and make not all the people to labor thither, for they are but a few. So they went up thither of the people about 3,000, and they fled before the men of Ai. And the men of Ai smote about 36 men, for they chased them from before the gate even to Shebarim, and smote them in the going down, wherefore the hearts of the people melted and became as water. And Joshua rent his clothes and fell to the earth upon his face before the ark of Yahweh until the eventide. And he said unto the elders of Israel, and put dust upon their heads. And Joshua said, Alas, O Lord, power, wherefore hast thou brought us this people over Jordan to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites, to destroy us? Would to go with we have been content and dwelt on the other side of the Jordan? O Yahweh, what shall I say when Israel turned up their backs on their enemies? All right. So we went from smashing people to getting whooped. All right. It says, For the Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land shall hear of it, and shall environ us around, and cut off our name from the earth. And what do unto thy great name? And what wilt thou do unto thy great name? And Yahweh said unto Joshua, Get thee up, wherefore lies thou upon thy face? All right. So wherefore thou liest upon thy face? The Lord is asking him. And then the Lord told him, Israel has sinned this day and has also transgressed my covenant, which I commanded them, for they have even taken an accursed thing, that they have also stolen and disassembled also. They have put it even among their own stuff. All right. So what you have to understand, that the Lord has been quiet in the earth, and the sins of Esau, Edom has reached up unto the heavens, but the sin of Jake has also reached the Lord. You 2/3 are in for it, because this was some 2/3 behavior right here. All right. And it says, therefore the children of Israel could not stand before their enemies, but turned their backs before their enemies, because they were accursed. Neither will I be with you anymore, except you destroy the accursed thing from among you. And right now, the biggest accursed thing among us right now is Christianity, Islam, voodoo. These accursed arts are people. That's why the 2/3 are going to be destroyed. All right. There's many people in Islam that know, all right, I mean the FOI, that form of Islam. All right. The ninja form of Islam. They are from their leader on down, they're very well aware that they're the Israelites, yet they still pray to Allah. You can't acknowledge that you're Israel and then have another God. But that's a lack of history, a lack of faith. It's also the fact that the Lord just don't want them. So it is what it is. It says, up, sanctify the people, and sanctify yourselves against tomorrow. For thus saith the Yahweh, the power of Israel, there is an accursed thing that is in the midst of thee. O Israel, thou cannot stand before thy enemies until ye take away the accursed thing from among you. All right. And hence the reason why, and since Israel is hard-headed and rebellious, this is the reason why the 2/3 are about to be destroyed, because they refuse to turn back to the Lord. And Tawadi Yahweh for the remnant. And, and I pray that we are all a part of that remnant, because not all, these people teaching all Israel. Well, we're reading about all Israel. Okay. The Lord is not coming back for all of Israel. He's coming back for the remnant. The rest of Israel will get the blessing after their destruction. It tells you quite plainly in Second Ezra that there has to be that death by pain.
So well, that's pretty much the point that I wanted to make. You should check out the Elder's channel. He makes beautiful videos. Check out the video link. Shalom.